What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and we continue our series looking at the top 5 landing spots for several key players in this free agent market. Today we look at the case of Carlos Rodón. This is a player who I think could be very helpful to a lot of different teams, but we're going to be looking at my top 5 candidates. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as it does a huge service for us here in growing this community. So tell all your baseball friends that this is the channel to watch in 2022. Now, as I said in the open, I think that Carlos Rodón is an absolutely valuable asset to a great number of teams heading into the 2022 campaign. But as we begin looking at the number 5 team on my list, the Houston Astros, this is an opportunity for Houston to kind of re-solidify themselves at the potential expense of losing Zack Greinke. Now, if the Astros decide that they want to go in a different direction, Rodón could easily slide in that number 2 spot behind Justin Verlander. This would be a player that would fit in quite well under Dusty Baker's tutelage and leadership, and also on a team that will be a consistent postseason threat going into the 2022 campaign. Now, as we look at the number 4 team on my list, it is that of the Boston Red Sox. I think that for the Red Sox, a player like Carlos Rodón could easily help them kind of ease the burden on Chris Sale and the rest of their rotation. They've already lost Eduardo Rodriguez to the Detroit Tigers this offseason, so bringing in another solid starter, a capable starter who can give them length and also keep them in ball games, is going to be a very big key for them in 2022 to try to be a consistent postseason threat. And for Boston, this could be the arm that solidifies them as the favorites in the American League East. Now, as we begin looking at my number 3 team, it is that of the Philadelphia Phillies. I think that the Phillies are going to need a lot of help when it comes to the pitching side of things. And bringing in a reliable starter can help ease some of the load on trying to pick up even more bullpen arms. A guy like Carlos Rodón could easily slide in that number 3 spot behind Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler. You add in a guy like Rodón with his pedigree and his understanding of the game and how to pitch. This is going to be a guy who could very easily fit in the city of brotherly love. Now, as we look at the number 2 team on my list, it is that of his very own Chicago White Sox. I think there very easily could be a reunion here. This is a player that fits with this team, that fits with what the White Sox are looking to do. They're going to be a threat in 2022. There's very little doubt about that. Solidifying their rotation by bringing back a guy like Carlos Rodón could easily help them be atop of the American League Central Division, but even more so, a bigger threat in the American League as a whole. Now, as we look at the number 1 team on my list, it is that of the New York Yankees. The Yankees need a lot of reliability when it comes to their starting rotation. There's a lot of question marks as to what they're going to be able to get and who their 5th starter will likely be. So being able to bring in a guy like Carlos Rodón would easily help them slot him in towards the beginning of their rotation behind a guy like Garrett Cole and ease the burden on the rest of that supposed starting rotation, whether it be young guys like Deivi Garcia, Clark Schmidt, or Luis Gil. We also know that Luis Severino will be coming back off of an injury-plagued season in 2021, where he would see very limited amount of time and innings. So you're going to want to ease him back in. And what better way to do that than to not have to have Severino be the number 2 guy behind Garrett Cole by bringing in Carlos Rodón. But again, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know that down in the comment section below. Where is the best fit for Carlos Rodón heading into the 2022 season? Is it back with his White Sox? Is it on a new team? Let me know that down in the comments. And if you believe that there's a different team altogether, make your case in the comments and we'll discuss it further. As always, keep it locked into the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting that red subscribe button down below, because growing this community is going to be one of the main focuses here in 2022, along with bringing you the best coverage on the world of Major League Baseball. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check out our sister channels WeSibs and the Granny Geek Show, as they bring you the best coverage on your favorite movies and TV shows and on tech and video games respectively. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and keep it locked in here, as I will be continuing to bring you the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.